I'm Fred Cunningham, and welcome to First Responder Friday on WSPA+. Every Friday on 7 News, we profile law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS, 911 operators, and many other professionals in the Carolinas who respond in times of an emergency. Let's meet some of the people who have devoted their lives to service and run towards trouble when the rest of us are trying to get out of the way. Officer Maurice S. Cage has been on the job with Simpsonville Police for more than a year, but it was quite a journey to get here from New Jersey.
In 2002, I started cutting hair. I was a barber, had my own business for about 17 years, and I've always wanted to be in law enforcement. So when we moved down here, it was a change of life, and I figured I would go ahead and change my career as well.
That was 46 members of S. Cage's family that moved to the upstate, and he was 46 when he entered the police academy.
When I got to the academy and saw that I wasn't the oldest one in class, it kind of, it was like a deep breath, a sigh of relief.
Some people thought he was a little crazy becoming a cop in his mid-40s.
It's always been a passion, so I figured now, while I still have the time, the energy, and the strength to do it, was the time to do it for me.
S. Cage was not your ordinary rookie. He's older, a father of 4. He even coaches his kids and has real-life experience.
I've lived in 5 different states. I've had to, communicate and learn how to get along with lots of different people. I'm more of a community-style police officer. I like to be out there, shaking hands, communicating with our residents.
1081 verbal.
And maybe the seeds for this career change came from those days back in New Jersey.
I've always surrounded myself with, people that were in law enforcement. Even my barbershop was considered the cop shop, from CEOs to EMSs to, everybody, that had something to do as a first responder. One of my biggest regrets in life personally was never going to serve my country. So, this to me was another way to try to give back.
And that's First Responder Friday.
Hey, I miss y'all too. Man, I miss y'all. My goal coming into law enforcement in the first place was,
who's there?
To have those interactions with kids, to be able to, positively impact them.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
It only takes a few moments to see why Anderson County Sheriff Sergeant Matt Guthrie is the leader of 34 school resource officers.
There's different things that you can do with different groups. The way that you relate to the different ages is different, and so it's a very rewarding thing. And my kids, when I started now, they're seniors in high school.
And it's starting again with his friend Jet, a 4th grader Matt has known since kindergarten.
So do you remember when I was here as your SRO, you were kind of my shadow every day, weren't you? If I ever needed backup, my man Jet right here said that he had me covered.
Guthrie's been at the sheriff's office for more than 12 years, but 10 of them have been with the SRO program.
Obviously, we are still law enforcement officers, but the whole idea of the juvenile justice system is prevention and steering kids away from those paths that we don't want them to go down in life.
And that includes weekends. On a recent Saturday, it was Kids with Cops. Guthrie runs that program too. 65 children in need were given $100, plus a law enforcement partner for a Christmas shopping spree and maybe a lesson.
A lot of them, you see the little wheels start to spin, and they realize they've got the chance to gift somebody else for the first time, and they're maxed out on their money. And so a lot of them will have to go back and remove items from their shopping cart, put them back up, because they remember, hey, I got a brother at home that needs socks, my mom needs a jacket.
Interactions like this and at schools across Anderson County can lead to something bigger.
But I don't think you can really measure the impact. There's not a way to put a parameter on it, because those kids will take it with them for the rest of their lives, but then their parents are going to remember how we treated their babies, and their parents are going to remember how they were treated themselves while they were there.
This month.
I'm Fred Cunningham, and that's First Responder Friday. Tyler Upton was originally going to work in construction, but just a taste of EMS got him hooked more than a decade ago. He's now a paramedic and assistant supervisor in Henderson County, home of lots of recreation venues and...
We have a lot of retirees
And because of that, we're able to provide people service toward the end of their life, and that often results in us dealing with very medically complex patients.
It's 3 or 4 days on and 3 or 4 days off for Upton and EMS. And for nearly 20 years, he's had a small tree business. That led to a day in 2021 when his fellow paramedics came to his aid.
I made an error in some rigging and got pulled out of a tree by about a 4,000-pound oak log. I went about 40 feet straight on my head, and I shattered my spine in a couple of places, had multiple significant injuries. At the time, they told me that I would never do EMS again, never do tree work again, that I was probably looking at some significant disability. But I don't believe in giving up, and God's very good.
Upton recovered and can still really move. He's also a member of the SWAT team, and he has a message for anyone wanting to become a first responder.
You can learn the skills, and you can be a really good paramedic, but if you don't learn how to care for your own mental and physical health, you don't prioritize your relationships and your family, everything else will eventually fall apart.
But on the job, being ready is the fun part.
If you don't prepare well, it's the most stressful, difficult, terrifying thing you'll ever experience, and it'll burn you out really fast. So for me, when you're pushed to the very edge of your capacity, and you're still able to function, you're able to function well, that's a big sense of accomplishment.
And that's First Responder Friday. As you can see, these stories are just a way for us to say thank you to the men and women who are our local first responders. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, more of the people and stories that make up First Responder Friday. Welcome back to 7 News First Responder Friday, right here on WSPA+. We'll continue now with the stories of our brave local first responders and how they serve our communities. Take a look. First Responder Friday. We are joined by the Gaffney Fire Department right now. Billy Bishop is the fire marshal for the department. First of all, thanks for waking up so early to be with us this morning.
No problem.
You've got a very, very important and vital part of this community. Tell me a little bit about your department and some of the ways that you help your community. I know smoke detectors are a huge push for yours and all fire departments.
For years, we've had a program where we'll give out free smoke alarms. There's far too many people that die in house fires that don't have smoke alarms, and really there's no reason for it. Like I said, we give them out for free. The program's more designed for people that are not financially able to purchase them, but we've never turned anybody away. All you have to do is reach out to us, and most fire departments across the state do this. There's the State Fire Marshal's Office created a program called Fire Safe South Carolina that helps push that stuff. So if you don't have access to them, if that fire department can't get them, they can get them to you. So all you have to do is reach out to us. We'll come out, put them up. We'll change your batteries, check your batteries, whatever you need.
It only takes just a very short amount of time.
Just a few minutes. We can be in and out.
And do you also maybe kind of assess, maybe look at like while you're there, it's like, hey, this might be a problem.
So we don't inspect homes like we inspect businesses. At businesses, it's mandatory for us to come in, but we do offer that. If you want a home fire inspection, we can come do that for you. Take a look, see if we can identify any safety issues that might become a problem later down the road.
One good thing right now for the Gaffney Fire Department, fingers crossed, of course, is that you just went through kind of a hiring push, and right now, as opposed to a lot of departments, you're in pretty good shape as far as firefighters go.
Yeah, we're fully staffed right now. Like I said, we just did a hiring pool and hired a guy. So right now we're fully staffed. We hope we stay that way for a while. But a lot of fire departments across the state are looking for people and looking for help.
Are you still interested in having volunteers come to your department?
Our department is all career, but we have about 12 volunteer departments in the county here that accept people every day.
Exactly. So you could you might be able to hook somebody up with a department that
if you don't know your local department, just reach out to us and we can push you toward the closest one.
Terrific. Billy Bishop, a native of Gaffney.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here with us today, and thanks for everything you and your department do.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's.
You can ask anybody that's in law enforcement. You have to have a release of some sort. Get your mind off of some of just the nasty and bad things we have to see on a daily basis. For me, it's the gym, and it is music.
Detective Jacob Crutchfield sees a lot on his job with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, but that wasn't the original plan.
I wanted to be the next Tucker Carlson. So I started off by wanting to get in the news. Did that for a little bit. Realized I wanted a more hands-on aspect of it. So with my family being in military, it's either usually military or something else.
That something else turned out to be law enforcement.
The direction and the support of my family, it doesn't matter what you do, they will support you.
Even Mom.
It's your mom. She's like, well, I don't want you to be in harm's way, but if that's what you want to do, we support you.
So when did music come into his life? There's a story there too.
My dad was a pastor, so we were always at church. They decided they wanted to do this youth band. So they were trying to be inclusive and get everybody involved. And they put me as a singer, and I was like, I can't sing. I was so nervous, I made everybody in the room turn around and not look at me. And then the worship leader said, just sing, Jacob. Sing it like we do on Sunday.
And he's still singing. Jake Crutchfield, as he's known on Spotify, calls his music Southern Rock Country.
We released my first single, God's Gift, on July 4th, and that was when my band was one of the openers for Chris Cagle in the city of Easley, so that was a great experience.
Crutchfield made the leap from patrol to being a detective.
On the road, you take the report, you take the initial facts, and that gets forwarded to somebody else. I'm getting that case now, and I'm being able to solve it. I see it to the end. The reason you do it is to help people. It's a calling.
So whether it's playing songs or solving cases, he has one wish.
At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and I'm put back in the dirt, I want them to look at me and say, the world was a better place because he was here.
And that's First Responder Friday. First Responder Friday, we're joined by two members of the Cunningham Police Department. Lieutenant Brandon Howard is here with K-9 Officer Jax, and also we've got Patrolman Trey Coleman. Lieutenant Howard, it looks like K-9 Officer Jax is ready for work.
Yeah, so he's been off for about 2 weeks, so he's a little wiry right now. So,
what do K-9 officers do on their vacation?
Lay around, chase balls, and eat. That's about it.
When Jax is on duty, what does he do?
So basically, he's narcotics, but he does tracking as well. So, yep, tracking and narcotics, and keeps me happy and looking good. So
we like how that works. Of course, Patrolman Coleman, I'm going to come over here for just a moment. You're from this area, I believe Lawrence originally. What's it like to work here?
Oh, it's pretty fun, exciting. A lot of people here I know, so we like engage with them. It's pretty exciting too.
Tell me a little bit about how you got into law enforcement.
Well, my grandpa was a cop here in Lawrence City, so he very inspired me to be a police officer here. That's why I got into it.
Exactly. Tell me a little bit, because you're out here every day talking with people. What's it like to interact with everybody?
It's very exciting. Meet new people every day and getting to know and learn more about people every day. It's pretty fun and exciting.
That's terrific. Want to come back over and talk to Lieutenant Howard for just a second as well with Jax. You're from this area. Tell me about your interactions and how do people react with him?
So they usually want to come up and pet him. I love meeting new people, but being from here as far as Lawrence, I mean, you see everybody that you know, you can interact with them, and they tell you hey and everything else. So everybody seems to love Jax. He makes everybody happy. So.
Absolutely. That's terrific. Jax, you are a good dog, obviously. Lieutenant Howard and Patrolman Coleman, thanks for being with us on this First Responder Friday. We're going to take a short break from our stories of these amazing heroes. Stick around for more First Responder Friday right here on WSPA+. It's a privilege and an honor to get the opportunity to bring you these stories of our local heroes, those who choose to put their lives on the line or simply choose to be there for us when we need them most. Here are some more stories from our First Responder Fridays. First Responder Friday, we're live in Abbeville. We're joined by Chief Chris Clemens. He is with the Abbeville Fire Department. Who's this gentleman you brought with you?
This is one of our engineers. This is Taylor Scott.
Taylor, thanks for being here along with Chief. You told me you've lived in 7 states. You've settled here in Abbeville. You've been the chief for a little while now. What do you think about Abbeville? What do you think about serving this community?
Oh, it's great. I've lived in big cities, small cities, but the feel here is very good.
You love that kind of that small town charm. Is it an everybody knows everyone's name kind of place?
Yes, it really is.
That's amazing. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you deal with. And I know that you always want to make sure It's always calmer for you to go to a home to make sure they have a working smoke detector than to bring one of these big trucks with you and have the lights going in an emergency.
Yes, sir. Smoke detector saves lives, and thanks to State Fire and the Red Cross, they have a program. We've probably put in over 1,000 smoke detectors in the last few years.
Because I know you just go to too many fire scenes where they didn't have a working fire or smoke detector.
It still happens, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I know you're making an effort there. If somebody wants to take advantage of that, what should they do?
Just give us a call at the fire department.
All right. Let's talk about the Abbeville Fire Department. Right now, you are fully staffed. That's the good news. But I know you're always looking for volunteers.
Always looking for volunteers. It's getting harder and harder to find people nowadays.
One of the reasons why I know is there's just so much training involved.
Yes, sir. To be a fireman, you need just over 200 hours of training.
So pretty much, if you want to be a volunteer firefighter, you have to go through the same thing that a full-time or a part-time professional does.
Yes, sir.
If somebody wants to be that volunteer, what should they do?
They should contact their local fire department and they'll tell them everything they need to know.
That's terrific. Well, Chris Clemens, the fire chief here in Abbeville, thank you for being here. Thank you both for joining us this morning on our First Responder Friday.
All right, thank you very much.
All right. Right before 6:10, firefighters face risks on the job, not only on the fire scene, but with what they take back to the station. In Malden, crews are now doubling down on safety. This is First Responder Friday. Fires have changed over the years. Everything in homes and businesses, from products to furniture and more, burns faster and hotter.
And it puts off more carcinogens. So pretty much the real danger isn't the fire, that's what most people think, it's the carcinogens that are being put off by the smoke. And it pretty much attaches to the gear, it covers the gear completely.
It's dangerous to a firefighter's health to wear a suit after a call, but the process to clean and dry one can last as long as 11 hours. So Malden firefighters can now go to a second custom tailored suit.
First thing we have is our flash hood. This is going to go up and over your head. We previously had tan gear, and we've now gone to a black and orange gear. So the guys were really excited. I heard a couple of the guys saying that, it felt like Christmas morning. The jacket, pants, flash hood, and then of course.
But that second fire suit doesn't come cheap.
We got all of the gear, 54 sets of turnout gear. That included jacket, pants, flash hoods, and gloves. And we also purchased 42 sets of boots. All of that came in just under $200,000.
And paid for with a COVID grant. Cancer is the leading cause of death among firefighters, according to the CDC. Research suggests firefighters are at a higher risk for certain forms of the disease. Doubling down on suits is done in the name of safety.
I think the fact that this gives them peace of mind to know that, hey, after I retire, when I go home to my family at the end of the day, whatever that might look like, you're looking at a longer, healthier life.
And that's First Responder Friday. First Responder Friday, and we're joined by Captain Jeff Claren. He is with the Westminster Fire Department. He's also the city's fire marshal as well. First of all, thanks for being here. You were with Oconee County EMS. Yes. What's it like now being a part of this Westminster Fire Department?
It's great. I came back to the fire department because this is my first love. I started out as a fire medic in Goose Creek, so.
It's great to have you here. Now, you're also with the fire marshal, and I know you're very proud because this is a great accomplishment for what you've done to try and work to make this a fire-safe community.
It is. Last year we implemented the new CRR program with smoke detector installs, educating the public, educating our firefighters, and we were awarded at this year's fire conference the Fire Safe Community Award from State Fire.
What can people do living in Westminster take advantage of this program to kind of keep that effort going?
If you've got a group of people that are interested in any kind of education as far as being fire safe, fire ready, we're more than happy to come out and teach classes. We have smoke detectors that we install for the community. For those that can't necessarily afford one, we will come out and install one for you.
And what are some of the questions, maybe some of the big eye-openers when people come to learn about fire safety that they're not doing?
A lot of times, simple stuff that you actually learn in elementary school, or should be learning in elementary school. Go to bed, close your doors. Closed doors prevent fire spread, gives you more time to get out in an emergency.
Interesting right there. So again, it's great to have you back here doing your first love, and it's great to see everything that you and your department does for Westminster. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
All right. Those are just some of the people who chose careers with one goal in mind: to help others. You can see new editions of First Responder Friday every week on 7 News in our morning and afternoon newscasts. You can also find all of our previous profiles in the First Responder Friday section of WSPA.com and the 7 News app. And join us here for more episodes of First Responder Friday on WSPA+. I'm Fred Cunningham, and we'll see you next time.